it's funny because we were just talking about like fashion, people following
Sheep.
stuff, and sheep. So that kind of goes into our next topic, our next like last two topics, which I'll just read everything. I'll say, is streetwear dead? Virgil Abloh, he said it was dead a while ago, and people, and oh yeah, we're gonna talk about how people are late to like a lot of things, especially streetwear, and how, in my opinion, I think streetwear is kind of low key is dead and it's becoming kind of whack, a little cringy and a little tacky, a little bit. And then the second part of this conversation will be the TikTok ruined sneaker culture. So the first part we can get into is Virgil Abloh saying a few years ago that he thinks streetwear is dying, and do you think streetwear is dead?
Yeah,
I think it's dying.
I think it's dying, but then you have a little pulse every once in a while with some.
There's a huge like lag of people that came in because of TikTok and social media.
I think that there's designers that still make an item that like restores the feeling a little bit, that like makes streetwear still kind of exist. Like,
yeah,
for example, the Yeezy slides, for example, like that's like, I think overall streetwear is dead, but then when somebody will make an item like that, and then you'll see like a pulse.
Yeah.
And then, eventually that'll fade away. Like everything is just always going to fade away. But I think that there's going to be I see less pulses in design.
And more people kind of doing their own thing. And like my whole thing is like, I don't think streetwear will ever die because streetwear has always existed. I just feel like there was a period of streetwear that was very like from 2011 to 2018 was like a mass something shifted where everybody with like this
cared about how they dressed
and the sneakers, and it was just I don't know what happened. It was like a crazy shift, and now it's kind of dying because like urban wear was always a thing. Like the 80s, 90s, people have been dressing like this, but it was just that there was a period of modern day streetwear that is gone.
And by dying, it's like it's not popular, but that's the thing. It's becoming increasingly popular with how people dress.
Stuff is popular. That's when it's dead.
Yeah, that's when it's like.
And that's why I have this chart. Maybe we can add this too, that you learn in marketing. It's like, there's like the thing that marketers study that I remember learning about this in school. There's like a marketing strategy, and you have 2.5% of people are innovators. So that's like the people who like created something, like the people who like A$AP Rocky and like Virgil, the people Kanye, people who were early on this and innovated stuff, created stuff for the culture. Then you have early adopters, which is the people who were the closest friends or the people who were just hip to the community that were buying the stuff. And then you have the early majority. I put myself in the early majority category. They said 34% of people are usually early majority. So that's like the people who were really into, like I say, like maybe 2015, 2016 when Yeezys came out. That's, I feel like, early majority. People who were wearing streetwear then and were into all that stuff then. Then you're in the late majority, which is probably like maybe 2017, 2018 when it was kind of dying. And then you have everybody now who are the laggards, which I feel like is TikTok culture. Everybody wearing ones, graphic tees, basketball shorts. Like, you guys are the laggards because everybody who were the early innovators, the early adopters, are moved on a long time ago. Like, those are the people who were wearing like Rick Owens now, Rick Dunks. Like, they've been moved on.
Which is
And you guys are still wearing graphic tees and ones, talking about you drippy.
The only thing though.
No, you late.
Is the one thing that I'll just preface it with is that if you were unfamiliar with the style and you saw a style and then you liked it, that's cool. But if you are now switching yourself to the shorts with the graphic tee with the ones,
the baseball cap,
and the trucker hats, and then now the next thing you go and do that too, then it's like, okay, well, you didn't even like what you just were doing before. You only liked it.
That's the thing I have issue with, because so many other people who fall into that laggards category are people who weren't truly into. Because if you were really into streetwear, you would have been wearing stuff. Even if you couldn't afford it, you would have been wearing sneakers, graphics, especially when it was super popular. Like, when people were really wearing it, it was like the heart of it was like 2015, 2016, Off-White, Pyrex. What's it called? What's that brand you was wearing?
Ventril.
Crooks and Castles, Ventril. Crooks Castles is kind of like skate. That's like skate.
Yeah, something different.
What else? Anti-Social Club.
Nah, okay.
Bape, Supreme, I'm listening to big stuff. Like, if you were really into streetwear, that would have been your peak. 2016 would have been your peak. You wouldn't just now be wearing that stuff.
Yeah.
Like how you got your first pair of ones in 2021. You got your first pair of ones.
And that's what I was saying. Like, at least for our age group, you got people that are approaching
That's
30.
what I mean. Our age group, like you're about to be 30 and you just wearing streetwear.
Yeah, like
Like where you been at when we was in high school, middle, and college, when you really should be wearing that stuff anyway.
we approaching 30 years old and people going out to buy Beep Shark hoodies, like to go put them on in the club with the hood up. Like, that's crazy.
Like you 30, go
Like,
start a
you look
family.
crazy. Yeah. Please start a 401k. Like, go home.
And that's what I have an issue with, because of somebody who's actually like into streetwear and passionate about it. And like I really, like I said, I'm like an early majority. I didn't really get into it until like high school, like senior year, freshman year, year of college, 2014. And it's funny because that's when I met you. I was already into those things, but obviously you helped me a lot. So I've really been passionate about it for almost 10 years now. And then even in high school, like people like Wolf Tyler and India Love, like I was trying to be like them. Like I was trying to dress like them. So I've been into street, right? Like I could show you a picture of me with graphic tees from 2012, 2011. So that's the thing that just annoys me, because people are acting like this is such a new thing now. Like everybody's starting to look the same. Like it's like, where were you people at? Like now you're trying to cop the cool designs, like the graphics that they're cheap now. You could go get any type of antisocial club,
V-Lone.
Supreme, V-Lone. You could go get that stuff for cheap now. It's not even cool no more. Like you late. You way late. And like I said, it's our age group. Like if you're in high school and now, okay, cool. You're still young. But you got people who've been dreaming, I guess, of wearing this type of stuff, or maybe weren't, or just now getting into it, approaching 30.
And the thing is, it's like not only are you buying the brand that like, okay, so I want to just make sure I'm covering all my bases. So for one, the public perception, because what we're saying is almost like sheep-like behavior, like we're behaving like sheep.
Yeah, true.
So
we're following.
the public perception is not the issue, because if somebody says Supreme is whack, that doesn't mean that you should not wear it.
Yeah, I still wear my Supreme.
But what we're trying to say here to like be more specific is not how other people feel about how you dress that matters. It's how it's the reasoning for why you're dressing that way.
And just like I said, and just the whole being late to it, because it's like obviously you can still wear whatever you want. Like if you really think that's a fly fit, which the fits aren't bad. It's just that it kind of loses its spark when everybody's wearing that. And that's like, for me, like when you're really passionate about the fashion stuff, it's like you don't want to look like everybody else. It's not just you being a sheep, it's just you being passionate about it. And like I feel like that look is like, the innovation of that look is gone now. Like when that look first came out, it's like that's flea, like that's lit. Now it's just kind of like you look like everybody else.
And the funny part about it is like this new style with the baseball caps or trucker hats with the vintage tee with the shorts and then the ones, that's the same as the 90s. Like it's the exact same style, literally the exact same thing, except it wasn't a vintage tee, it was just the present tee.
Yeah, the present.
It's
and
not
style always cycles.
Yeah.
But it's just the being late. It's still you're late to when it resurfaced. That style probably resurfaced like early 2010.
But even that, it's like if you like that style, that you should for 90s style specifically. If you like that style, you should have already known
like that.
Yeah,
you would have been dressing like that for your whole life. Because some people stick to one style that they like, and that's all they wear.
And this is why I think that streetwear is dead, is because how we were saying, how I was talking to you the other day, there's only so much in clothing that can exist. There's only so many different ways that a dress can be made. There's only so many different ways a t-shirt can be made. So the introduction of jeans back for construction workers was eventually then implemented into just regular everyday life. And everybody wears jeans. But suits and things have been existed for hundreds of years. And they will still continue to exist for hundreds of years. T-shirts now are so much of a regular item that they'll always exist. Like there's only so many different things that you could do. And with this new graphics sort of era that we're in, it comes and goes so quickly because everybody can do it. You see, I'm sitting here like you're wearing. Well, I didn't make that, but I could sit here. We got the heat press and the thing over there. I could go make a t-shirt right now. Like the graphics era, like there's not going to be that much innovation.
And the thing is, like you were saying, it's because like anybody could do it now. Like the reason why it was like when it first was like in the early adopter phase, the innovator phase, the reason why it was so cool to dress like that, because it was not easy to do. Like these brands were expensive. Yeezys, like I've been trying to get Yeezys since 2015. Like when they first came out, I failed every single time until like 2018. Like I actually tried, I would be up on for hours on all the sneaker sites trying to get them. Adidas confirmed that fail, L's, back to back to back. But I like now, like I said, Yeezys are everywhere. They're like the new Air Force One. Like, so now I can get any all the pairs I did want to. The resales of some of them already went down. Like, it's just not in its peak anymore, and that's why it is dying out. Like, it's not to say like that we're sheep and that we're not dressing like that because everybody else is dressing like that. It's just that it's dying out, and like the spark of it is gone. And like I feel like this, like, you know, we talk about like Luca Sabat, I don't know, that's how you say it, right? Like, style evolves. Like, we're still true to our streetwear style, but it just evolves. Like, streetwear is evolving, so that doesn't mean we're being sheep because just that part of it died out. I still wear sneakers all the time. Sneakers are never gonna die, in my opinion. I don't think sneakers will die. But as far as my streetwear, it's changed. It's still streetwear. It's still true to me. It's still like an urban style, but it's just not the graphics anymore. And I'm wearing a trucker hat now, but that's like not like all I wear. It's not like I'm wearing this and like that. Like, it's evolved. Like, I wear different clothes now, and still keep the accessories, but.
Yeah, it's just, and it's very commercialized, whereas it wasn't before. But for me, I'm a super fashion head, so like, to me, it's two different questions. So there's fashion and then there's style. So the style right now is just regurgitated social media, whatever anybody's wearing. I want to get the same thing because that looks cool, and I saw this person do that too, so now I want to get that, so then I could be just like those people. Style is trash now. Like, streetwear style is trash.
Streetwear style, yeah.
But fashion is not trash. There's so many different things in fashion that people don't like or aren't privy to because it doesn't have a logo on it, or it's not recognizable. Like, that's why I'm surprised even that the Ramones became popular, but I'm not surprised at the same time because it is a recognizable shoe. It's like, okay,
it is now.
It is.
And it's funny though, because before, when it wasn't a recognizable shoe, everybody thought they were Converses. And the people who are label people got mad. They'd be like, these aren't Converses, these are Rick Owens. Like, it's like, okay, like, you know, if you really were passionate about it, you're not even trying to prove that to nobody. Like, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Like, people out and they see the shoes, they be like, oh, nice shoes. Like, could they know?
Yo,
you know, if you have to prove to people like, oh, I'm wearing Rick Owens, these are Rick Owens. Yeah, these are Rick Owens. Then you're not wearing them because you want to. You're wearing them because you want people to know you're wearing Rick Owens. Like,
it's like the McQueen shoes that I hate.
oh my God, I don't even want to get started with those.
No, the McQueen shoes is like,
everybody got those now too. Could they feel like, I don't
luxurious?
know.
They feel like, ooh, I got these, and they don't have a logo on it, so you have to know what these are. It's like,
but then they're still
first of all,
telling everybody.
yes,
Look, we all like, I got my McQueen. Look, like.
It's like, wait, first of all, those McQueens have been out in existence for mad long.
Like, those are old.
I'm
mad so
old.
confused why like we got a random spike. So weird.
I'm not familiar with the origins of that shoe, but McQueen might have made those when, like, before he died. Yeah, which was like a while ago.
Those are old. Like, I remember.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But those, it's like, now people even for things with the non-recognizable stuff, it's like, oh, this is what this is.
Like Bottega, for example. Bottega, like, they don't really have labels, so like that's the thing. Like, if you know, you know. Like, that's certain. Like, their style, like their brand is unique to me, so I know it when I see it. But a lot of people have like feel the need to have to like tell you what it is because it's not plastered labels on it.
I'm glad I didn't do it, but back when I wanted some Bottegas, which was like, God, maybe 2015-ish, 2016-ish, back during the whole Chelsea Boots wave.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't get them, but like, if I bought a pair of Bottegas and put them on, you wouldn't know that versus
even what's the shoe that you had? Well, you still have them, the Margellas.
Yeah, you would never know.
You wouldn't know they was Margellas.
But I don't care for people to know.
Like, you buying them because they're a good quality shoe.
Yeah, that will last forever. When you take them out the box right now, it still smells like leather.
Yeah.
It don't matter where I wear them. Things still smell like luxuriousness. Smell like luxury when I put them on. But it's because I want a great boot. I don't want an Aldo boot that's gonna disintegrate.
That you had to replace anyway.
Yeah,
by the time you replace it, you had to buy it.
Because the leather disappears. The Margiela is handcrafted in Italy, probably. I would assume, taken with the utmost care, and so that's why I get those. But it's not for the purpose of. Because, like you said, you would never know. I mostly buy things that you would never know. You would never know what this shirt is, and you wouldn't even be able to guess what it is.
Is it a brand that I know? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 guesses. Is it helmet?
No.
Raf?
No.
It's not Rick Owens. It's. Give me a guess. What letter to start with? What letter? Just give me the letter. I'm
I'm
gonna
not
see if I
gonna
can
give you the
guess.
letter.
Give me the
I'm
letter.
not giving you a letter. Just throw something out there.
I'm trying to think of what you wear. Those are like your favorite two brands.
You don't know what I wear no more.
I know. I don't know.
Exactly, and I'm not even gonna say what it is. But that's the point.
Is it Louis?
No,
me
that's the point I'm trying to make though, because like anybody else would put the big logo plastered across
Yeah,
here,
and they have to let everybody know.
and they have to let everybody know this is a designer shirt,
Yeah.
but you would never know. These are designer pants. You would never know.
Yeah.
These are designer slides. You would never know.
Yeah.
But people would want the giant logo. Oh, this is what I'm wearing.
And then that makes you wonder, why do you want it then? Like, you
for
only
the logo,
want it
'cause
for people to know.
so people like-
You don't
so-
care about the quality. You don't care about the history of it.
You don't care about the history of the designer. You
You
don't know
even
anything
who
about the
designer is.
brand.
You don't even know what he looks like or she. You just want to wear. Like, I'm sure people don't even know Comme des Garçons is owned by a woman.
They don't.
They probably don't even know that.
They probably don't.
Like, she's a designer. Don't even know.
Yeah, Ray the Goat.
But people just wear it because it's CDG and it got a heart on it to play. Or it says CDG.
Which is the wackest of the designs that she makes. She makes some of the most insane.
But we know the story of why she made it. Like, didn't her husband tell her, let's make some more money? And
Her husband told her to make the new CDG brand, which is
because it's popular.
garbage.
Because a lot of these designers weren't doing that until they saw an opportunity and took it.
Yeah. And he pushed her to do that to appeal to like the streetwear hype beast. I want to just wear things with logos on it.
Yeah, so that was just a money grab. I don't think she really truly was passionate about it and wanted to do it.
The play thing came by like an
It's
accident.
an affordable thing though. Play was supposed to be the affordable brand
It
though.
was an accident though. Like that design was supposed to just be that heart design. I forget the name of the designer that made the logo itself, but that wasn't with he didn't make that for the intent of it being its own brand, but because of the popularity of it, it just became its own thing. But now that it's kind of like in an affordable range, people can buy it, and especially because the Converse collab, Converses aren't expensive. People have accessibility towards
the
it.
Converse wasn't that much. How much? Not for how much I
It's
paid
like
for
120.
mine. Yeah, it was like 120. That was like my first like real hype sneaker, and I got that in 2015 too. So it's just funny how like a lot of people relate to that too. I don't even wear those anymore.
I think that
It's still a cool shoe, but I'm not a fan of the heart anymore.
I was watching I wouldn't even necessarily call it an interview, maybe like a little bit of it was like just like a 7-minute clip, which I think it's from a documentary, but it's Yoji Yamamoto talking about just fashion in general and how he's saying like every day more beautiful designs and things die because everything is just so commercialized. Well, he didn't
It's
say
like a
things that were
disposable
commercialized, but it's like
culture.
what I took from that is just like everything is just here today, gone tomorrow. But when you look at fashion itself, fashion is always evolving. It's always, it's just there's so much to design and clothing and things like that. But style is different. Style is just here today, gone tomorrow. But fashion and designers and the things that they were able to do, like Craig Green is insane designer. There's so much innovation still there, but your average people would never wear that stuff.
Yeah.
They would never know. And that's the thing. It's like those people will never know, but the people that do know are like God tier, like Rihanna, and ASAP and Kanye, and just like when they buy the things that you wouldn't know. Like that's why I was so shocked that Kanye made the Junior Watanabe song on Donda because it's like, why is Kanye talking about Junior?
Yeah, and he doesn't even wear.
But now people will be privy to who
now the
Junior
name.
is.
But that's how it is. So too, that's another thing that's kind of annoying. It's like once a rapper says it, now people are gonna start buying it. Probably we'll see. But maybe people are gonna now start wearing it, and then they're gonna use Kanye the quote, the lyric.
But Junior's one of the designers for CDG too. Well, he's not for.
But he doesn't have his own. He has his own like line.
Yeah, like he has like his own. It's like his whole own thing. But it's like, just there's a whole other world outside of what you just see on Instagram, and the people that you look up to for the most part, like Rihanna and all these other people, they're wearing that stuff. They're not wearing like
the stuff that you just see like that doesn't have a brand on it. Like they're not wearing Fashion Nova. I'm sure like if they are wearing it, it's because it's an ad that they have to do.
Yeah.
But they're taking it off right after that, and they're gonna wear their luxury stuff because they have a passion for it, and they it's quality. Like lots of my like designer stuff, it's quality. It's lasted so long, and I'm like, this is now I see why people buy this stuff. You know, like.
And it's two different purposes, because again, in that Yoji doc thing, he was talking about how American fashion is based off of fame and money, and that's what Americans care about. But he said that his designs in Paris it's a different thing that
Paris
people care
is a whole
about.
different world. Yeah, they really
They care about something
about
differently.
style out there.
He said, "Yeah, I may have, I make more money in America, but I'm more famous in
like Europe."
Yeah, because he's not commercial, and people care about the designs, and it's like, oh, he did this with this.
It's more of an old world out there. Like America is like probably the youngest country.
There's just so much to fashion. Like even if we want to talk about this shirt, there's like built-in air vents in the shirt, so like when you're moving around, when you're moving around, the air flows differently. Like that's all that different stuff that you won't get.
You really realize that once you actually start buying those things, because you're like, okay, I get like some stuff, it's still overpriced because the people have the right to do that. Their names attached to a brand, and they could price wherever they want. But you could also see the difference in like, all right, I see why this brand's a quality brand.
Yeah, and just design and
compared
stuff in
to just
general.
like Shein and stuff like even how it looks. Like sometimes I'll buy stuff for work from Shein, and I was looking back at pictures from when I was back in the office. I'm like, some of these fits look bad. Like it's just because of the fact that the material is so cheap. Like you could tell when somebody's wearing a nice suit. Like you could see it. Like it just looks crisp and like clean.
And that's the thing. It's
Instead
about
of dingy
design.
looking, and like you could tell when the fabric is thin. Like it's just.
That's why when people are like, oh, they look like they have money, it's because the designers, like, they care about the fit and how things cut. Like jeans aren't just like jeans. Like things are cut and sewn in specific ways, and things are just made differently. That's why I'm like, I'm not gonna go to Express and buy a suit. It's like, no, if I'm gonna get a suit, I'm gonna pay the money and get like a 2007 Chris Van Ash Dior suit, because the way that it was cut and designed is way different than just going to
like Express or
H&M or just like any of these places that sell clothes. So it's like style is trash, but fashion is still ever evolving. You always get people like, I love Matt Williams and what, his innovation with the roller coaster belt, which
it's A-Leaks. I don't know.
It's a Leaks.
A Leaks. So yeah. We're trying to get better with pronouncing these things properly. 'Cause I feel like that's another thing with Americans too. Like
we can't pronounce
anything.
We're
so dumb, and like a lot of these people that we look up to for things aren't even telling us the right pronunciation. Like
people say Saint Laurent.
Yeah.
Or Saint Laurent.
There's another brand too. Like it's like I forgot what the brand is. That might have been that one. There was like a guy on TikTok who was telling he was French, and he was correcting his like American girlfriend on all the pronunciations.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible.
Like even Louis we were just realized.
Yeah, I really thought it was low. Which is crazy. Because who would think that the W?
Louis yeah. I mean, if he was in France, you probably would know. Could they?
But
that's a French brand, right? Louis sounds French. Louis.
It's tough because W is W in Spanish, so I don't know.
But it might be French. That's what I'm saying. It might be French
or Spanish.
It could be from
Spanish.
But yeah,
I have a Louis V jacket in the closet. I'll go look and see where they made it. But yeah, that was really long and drawn out. So I guess.
And now we have our last topic. Run to our last topic then about the TikTok ruined sneaker culture. Since we're still on the topic of fashion,
I think that I kind of go back and forth with it, because I think that the more exposed people are to a culture, the more the culture can evolve. So more people are exposed to sneaker culture, so like designs and like Nike being more willing to make different shoes and stuff like that. That all counts. Like Nike, we think Nike can sell out everything, but that's definitely not the case. Like they're still a business. They have to calculate demand and quantities that they can produce and stuff like that. They still have to monitor those things.
Yeah.
So they're more willing to make more shoes if more people are buying them.
Yeah.
So the culture will continue to evolve. I just think that the people that are jumping in just for the hype of the sneakers are they're damaging it because
temporarily.
Temporarily, because they're gonna jump in. Everybody's wearing ones. Let's all get all the different color ones. The
and you
resale
see
is gonna
they
be hype.
affected the resale. Like everybody's complaining about how the resale value
even
went
for
up.
like regular shoes.
I'm like, you people
Jordans.
who are complaining about the resale value clearly have just jumped into the game, because the resale on so many ones were so cheap. Like I'm so mad I paid what I paid for the shadow ones.
I told you.
Because
Don't buy
I
them.
waited too long to get them, and then now I got them. They're like 400. Like resale for those used to be like
Nothing. People
200.
even less than that.
Yeah,
Because shadows have been out for like
a while.
a long time.
Sorry, I have so many alarms.
But
yeah, so that's the thing. Is like people are complaining like resale is so crazy. I'm like, do you guys not realize how resale works? Like everything is the market. You control the price. If you and all these people who randomly just got into sneakers didn't just jump in, the resale wouldn't go high. The resale's only high because there's more of a demand for it. So of course people are gonna adjust. The resale value is high because of you, people who are late to the sneaker game.
yeah.
'Cause-
I don't think that they're like ruining it. I think that they're taking the fun out of it. I don't think
Yeah.
that they're ruining it, but they're only here temporarily because the second that people get onto something else, then they'll be
yeah,
onto
they'll
something
go.
else.
And
So
I can't wait for that.
so they're only here renting space in the sneaker culture and just kind of sitting there waiting on people to decide what's cool and what's not. And then they'll jump onto something else. If everybody just starts getting on Vans again, then they'll go be on Vans. Or if there's a new type of shoe, they're going to go
Yeah.
get on that too. So are they ruining it? I think that they're ruining the fun and they're ruining the resale for people that care about
yeah.
about the resale. But I don't think that
And they're looking kind of affecting like the brands too, because Nike always made a lot of sneakers, but I feel like a lot of these brands are kind of getting lazy with their designs because they know people are gonna buy them. They could just make a one that's any colorway.
they can make a dunk in any color.
Oh, these are
already,
hard.
Yeah,
Okay.
a dunk in any
How?
colorway that's already come out.
Yeah, like
Yeah, dunks are
the dunk hype is so random.
dunks are very mid.
So they're like they're
You
they're
know-
cool. I think if you have a really fly fit, they're a good kind of comp shoe to add. But they're just so
My problem with dunks, I think that pretty much every single dunk is trash. And by trash I mean that not very
there's nothing
innovative.
Yeah, there's nothing.
It's just a
flashy.
color.
There's
It's just a
nothing
color
about it.
Air Force One.
Yeah,
There's just an Air
there's
Force
nothing
One.
that's like I was looking at my video I made it almost 3 years ago on my personal channel when I was doing the reviews of all the sneakers I got that one summer 2018, and I was looking at the Prestos, the off-white Prestos, the second ones that came out, and I was like when I was doing my review I was looking at all like the details on the shoe. I'm like, this is why I love the off-white collabs, because the shoes have passion in it. It's not just they just do a color on a silhouette. Like you could see all this different stuff. Like he had the strap on the back and like just all the small details, like the orange tab, and like it was just like a lot of details, especially with the UNC ones too, like with the flaps and like a lot of like cool small details on the shoe. That was what I love about it, because like I actually like sneakers and I could see like the passion that went into the shoe. I don't think a shoe is fly just because it's a silhouette with different colors. Like, oh, that shoe is hard. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a black and white dunk.
Everyone is not fire. And that's something that one of my
And that's the thing I hate about these new people too. 'Cause they think every sneaker is fire. And I'm like, you guys are just saying that because you just get.
one of my homeboys, I think it was Amari, a really long time ago, tweeted out something about like, and this was prior to the TikTok Jordan 1 hype, where he was like, every Jordan 1 is not fire. And the crazy part is, I remember Amari used to wear Jordan 1s all the time before people were wearing it, because it was like the 85 era where Jordans just came out and people were getting shot and killed over them, and it was crazy. And then after a certain point, when it calmed down in like our youth and like the middle school and stuff like that, and like grade school-ish area, people weren't wearing ones as much.
Yeah.
But he was always wearing them. And it was just crazy because like y'all all new here.
Yeah. A lot of people are new.
Which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine because we all were new at one point.
Yeah.
Like I didn't start wearing Jordans until college.
I didn't get my first pair of ones, and the ones that I got were like not hyped, so it doesn't but that doesn't matter. But I just really liked them. Was a pair of Olympic Jordan ones, I think, was my first pair of ones, but not my first pair of Jordans. But my first pair of ones was like 2015. But
yeah, like there's nothing wrong.
oh
with
wait.
Oh wait, no, you had
No. Whoa.
Yeah,
whoa,
wait. I was gonna say
time
not
out,
2015.
time out.
You
Sorry.
had those already.
I had those in 2012. Sorry.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was about to say no because you had a whole collection of sneakers coming into school.
I'm like, wait, I didn't definitely had those going into school, but God, I'm getting old.
Yeah, we're getting old. That's scary.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you had those in 2012. I remember those. I like those.
How you know I had them in 2012? I didn't even know you.
No, you just said it. I'm just kidding.
Why?
No, like I just remember seeing them in college.
Yeah, 2012, 2013 era somewhere. Whenever they came out. Well, it had to have been 2012 because they were literally the Olympic ones. So
yeah, from the London Olympics.
yeah, so yeah, I don't like we know
that of course, there's nothing wrong with getting into it. Like, it's cool. It's just that it goes back to the sheep culture. You only got into it because there was a shift that happened on TikTok. I really do think it's linked to TikTok. There was a shift that happened where everybody started wearing them, and you hopped onto that. You didn't have a passion for it on your own. You didn't discover on your own. You discovered it with this whole big group of people that all randomly came into it, which is, you don't have a true passion for it. You just jumped into it because everybody else did.
And the crazy part about it is that I know that people buy them, and then once they get them, they think that they're cool. that
they
kills
do.
me inside.
They're like, I'm free. Look at me. I'm fat.
That's
like,
crazy.
I'm like, oh, okay.
That is super insane.
Like, they really be feeling themselves. Like, they really like a fashionista.
And that just shows you that they bought it for the wrong reason.
They brought it for that validation, so people could think they're fly.
And that's why I don't care how people dress. It's just that when you did something for the wrong reason, or that it's inauthentic, then I hate everything about it.
Because my whole thing is like you could just tell it's inauthentic, because like you could see the style from just even a year ago. You were dressing completely different. Like you don't even know yourself. You don't know who you are. You don't know yourself. You don't know what you like. And it's cool to dabble into different things and experiment. But it's not cool when you're just buying things because other people are buying it and other people are telling you you need these to be fly. Like, so, yeah. I don't think they ruined sneaker culture. I just think they kind of put a dent into it right now. But I just, just like everything else, there's going to be what is it called? Like an exodus of all these people, right? Isn't that the right word? Exodus?
Bringing all the biblical terms.
Of all these fake sneakerheads, because they're fake sneakerheads. They don't love it. They don't have a passion for it. They can't even tell you the history of Jordan in general. They can't tell you the history of any of these sneakers. So there's no real love for it. There's no real passion, real drive. And when that's lacking, like when that's absent, it's just obvious they're gonna move on to the next thing.
For me,
I can't wait. I can't wait because I'm tired of them.
I really don't care. Honestly, I don't even see anything. Me.
That's why I see so much and it's annoying.
But even within that, if I was to see things, one thing that just gives me peace, I guess, it's like it doesn't give me peace. I just don't care anyway. But like one thing that I just sit on is that I don't ever care about what anybody else is doing, and the sneakers that I do have, nobody can get.
Exactly.
So,
and the thing is, most of the sneakers that we did get, we got retail. That's the funny part. Like my UNC Jordan ones, off-white ones, retail. The Prestos, off-white Prestos, retail. What else? I have the Travis Scott sale ones that you got me.
We're resale.
They were resale, but they were like, I remember the receipt was like $200-$300. Those are like over $1,000 now. I remember you gave me the receipt back. I don't know if you meant to, but it was like, I think it might have been like maybe four or three. They're like over $1,000 now. I think they're like $1,500 now. So I have a lot of like high value shoes that at least I know nobody else will be able to wear. Because you're late to sneaker culture and you're still buying sneakers that a lot of people are getting. You're still blending in. You're not standing out. Like people might think you're cool for having them, but you're still like blending right on in.
And a full moment of transparency here is that I think we've all played into that. And I'll use myself as an example. I've touched basically every pair of the first 10 of the Off-White collection.
Yeah, your catalog is crazy.
My catalog of sneakers that I've had and touched is insane.
And people wouldn't even know because you're not the type to be on social media just showing off your shoes. Like you've had so many shoes.
I've had so many shoes that I never took a picture in.
Like just sold them right away just to make the money.
Yeah, just sold them for the money.
Yeah.
Which is, people have debates about, people that do that, but most of them I didn't. Some I bought specifically for the purpose of reselling because I just didn't care about them. Like I had the Off-White Converse's retail.
The Off-White Air Forces.
I've had
Air Force Ones.
Those Converses were like the craziest
the Converses
flip ever.
Those were fire though.
They look disgusting because I bought them in my size, which is a 13. Them things was long. They look like submarines. Them things was disgusting.
You had the Blazers. You had the Blazers.
So I can give the full rundowns. Hold up.
You had the UNT ones. You had the Chicago ones. You got rid of the Chicago ones, right? Mm-hmm. You sold those?
Something like that.
Where are they? I forgot about that. You just sold those too, I think.
I got the so I'll find the list eventually, but I just wanted to say that we've all played victim to that because literally at one point I had all of the Off-Whites which is a little bit different. Like, I'll use it as an example. It's not necessarily the reason why I bought them. I bought them because I thought they were fire.
They were like this
All
was
of
like
the whole collection was nuts.
That was like something we never seen before in the shoe community. Like,
but I've definitely bought a pair of shoes because the public perception about them was that they're fire.
You know what? I don't think I ever did that. Which is funny. Have I? No. Cause think about even the shoes I did pay resale for, like the freaking React Elements, undercover React Elements. Nobody's wearing those, and those were pricey.
You know what the funny
I just brought them because I thought it was cool.
None of the shoes I have now, I bought for that purpose. Mm-hmm. Even the any of the Off-White shoes, I didn't buy them because of the hype. It really was because of the design.
They were fire. Yeah, like we saw, like we been knew who Virgil was, obviously because the Off-White brand. So we were able to like see like how the shoe was actually like, this was like a collab where he actually put like effort and creativity into it, and we learned that from like that documentary we just watched, that he actually did like taking stuff out and stitching stuff up.
Girl, of course I knew that. He deconstructed the whole thing with an X-Acto knife.
Yeah.
You know the vibrations. I actually don't think I've ever, now that I think about it, I was going to use myself in as example, but I've never bought anything. I thought I did, but I really didn't ever buy anything because people thought it was fire.
Yeah.
All the shoes I have currently, I paid resale for, though.
Yeah. But that's different because like you're at a stage in life now where you have the money and you're going to buy stuff that you wanted that
I just
you couldn't necessarily
get
resale.
I couldn't get the ones they only released in the UK.
Yeah.
But,
like certain stuff, yeah.
But and the funny part is the things that I bought are like are shoes that people don't even know. Like,
yeah, no one knows the Mars yards that you just brought. If people saw them, they would just thought they were like
regular Nikes.
They just get off the shelf today.
Yeah, no.
Those like
my dad called them Willy Wonka shoes.
5-figure shoes on your feet. Like, are they worth 5 figures?
They're worth 6.
They're not worth 6 figures.
I wore them yesterday, and my dad was like, "Alex got the golden Willy Wonka shoes on."
Yeah, he was probably like, I hope your dad doesn't watch this too, because you don't remember I'd be exposing you, but the money you spend on your shoes, and then your dad be looking at you like,
Nah, but yeah, I buy shoes like even the Off-White ones. People will recognize it because the air on the side, but people wouldn't necessarily know that colorway existed because you don't see people wear them.
They don't like. I think the most popular ones you actually see are the ones I have. Unfortunately, the UNCs, because when the Chicago's dropped, that's when it was such a quick thing with that release that is like if you didn't get them, you didn't get them. With the UNCs, people had 2 chances because there was a surprise release which we copped, and then there was the release after that. So a lot of people got those, and then the ones that you have, the white ones, like.
It was
nobody
impossible.
got those because you said that was
a UK only release, yeah. And then the people that I do see that have them are like the flies people.
Yeah,
the flies
there's
people.
One girl I follow who has them, and I like her fashion.
Because even fly people, they'll still have the Chicago's, but the flies people have those.
Because even the people like I said, like there's like a lot of TikTok stars and YouTubers, Instagrammers who got money.
They don't buy those,
and they're buying the UNCs. I hate that I have them now because it's like, oh my god. Then I don't think they're corny, obviously. It's how you dress it, but it's just funny because you see that's like the shoes that they all gravitate towards is those because
it's recognizable.
It's recognizable,
bright and blue,
the orange laces.
Because even the Chicago's are too similar to the regular Chicago's, you can differentiate obviously because it's a different shoe, but even then it's like you don't stand out.
People gravitate towards the stuff that they look flashy in.
Yeah.
The label people.
But yeah, all the stuff I buy, like I buy stuff that people don't know. Mm-hmm. I try to stay out the
and that's where the passion is.
But the people that do know,
and that's the point I wanted to make.
The people that do know,
is that the people who know, because then you have that like unspoken like respect when you see someone on the street and because it's like, could you know, like you could tell the difference between somebody who's dressing it for the moment and who does this. Yeah, we were in Soho one day and I was wearing a Saint Laurent jacket. And somebody had not the same exact one, similar. But it was the same model, but it wasn't the same colorway. Mm-hmm. And then we looked at each other, and it was just like, But that because unspoken thing, like they know the design, like they studied this stuff, like they know that Saint Laurent is not the designer of Saint Laurent. He doesn't like that's like a whole other thing. Yves Saint Laurent was the original designer of YSL. He did not design the current Saint Laurent. It wasn't even as expensive as it is today. Yeah. That was all because of Hedi Slimane, who makes amazing designs, but people would never know any of the like designers or they just don't care. Yeah. Another thing. And that's just like the main issue I have. This is the Tyler the Creator episode.
Tyler the Creator was
Yeah,
talking.
we gotta watch it after this.
He was
I'm
talking.
probably Alex. You're watching this. I'm so sorry. We're watching Love Island right now.
I know. I'm sorry.
But we'll watch it on Monday. I missed Fridays.
You could watch the rerun and watch it together.
Oh wait, it doesn't even come on tomorrow either. It comes on Tuesday.
Oh, that's crazy. Wild,
okay.
Wild disrespect.
Yeah.
But
So shout out to you, Alex, if you're watching. I'm sorry.
Tyler
So we can watch it after this because we're probably gonna miss the episode.
Tyler the Creator was talking about like his affinity for like expensive trunks, like trunks, like Louis Vuitton trunks and stuff that he hangs up trunks on his walls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like people don't even know. People that want Louis Vuitton don't even know about, like, first of all, they don't even know the history about the bags and all that other stuff. Yeah. But they're not even privy to that whole culture of people that collect old Louis trunks that are like the original.
That was like why the hype started.
Yeah, it was like
from the trunks.
It was from the trunks from mad long ago. And like, I think the trunk that he probably has is so insanely expensive. Like he said, like he's not saying the price.
I want a trunk.
And he wouldn't even. He didn't even say what trunk it was because people would be able to, put two and two together. So at least he knew that and didn't say it.
Yeah.
But even stuff like that is like, you gotta care more. Like because all you're gonna do is to people that care, you're gonna look nuts.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too, they be trying to impress those people,
and
but
they
could see right through it. Like I'm at a point now where I feel like it took me years to get here, but I'm at a point now where I see through it. Like I could tell when I see I usually admire like girls when I'm out. I could tell a girl who's really into it, and I could tell a girl who's just literally trying to emulate something else that they're not, like trying to be someone they're not. Cause you just don't even look comfortable in it. Like you just look awkward because like that's not you, and you're trying to be something that you're not. You're trying to be your favorite Instagram influencer. You're trying to just copy what you think is cool and what you think is going to impress people. But what really impresses people is if you're truly you. Because you could have a style that's not my style, but I can look at you and know it's yours, you know?
Yeah, and it's fire.
And it's cool. Be like, okay, that's your style. Like, I love the girls who dress like it's like cottage couture or something. Like, they wear like, they look like when they go on picnics and they have like the little head scarf and they wearing like the skirts. That I'm not wearing that because that's not me, but I can see and be like I know that's you and you like you look good, like you going crazy with it. Like I respect that because you can tell they're not trying to be crazy with it. They're not trying to be somebody. They're not trying to be somebody else.
I was about to start saying that you're going crazy with it. Like that's how I feel about Tyler the Creator, which I think we might have talked about on the pod before. But I would never dress like Tyler the Creator, but the way he's able to design his clothes and wear his character Igor is a little bit different, but like the colored suits and stuff like that, like all the different colors, like that's crazy. And it's fire. And
you wouldn't wear it, but it looks good on him.
I would never wear it.
And you recognize that's his style. Like
I'm also not tall enough and skinny enough. Like the clothes drape better over him.
That's the thing too. That's why it's good not to follow what other people are wearing because what looks good on someone else might not look good on you. Like a lot of these Fashion Nova models have fake bodies, or they just have curvy bodies that not the average person would have. And then you're disappointed. You get the outfit in the mail and you're like...
And you look super mid.
And going back to the capitalism talk, you just gave Fashion Nova owner mad money. Because he's literally profiting off of that fact that you guys are trying to look like these people. He's selling dreams, basically. Because people are buying his clothes thinking they're going to look just like the model. It's not going to look like that on you. Dress for your shape. Like, I'm like tall and skinny. So some stuff like that you were saying that you like might look good on me because,
You'll look great.
It'll fit my frame. But there's certain outfits I wear. Like, I wore that jumpsuit last night from Zara. I'm mad I paid $40 on it because it just didn't, like, it looked cool on me because I still have, like, a shape. But it just, you could tell that it wasn't just meant for my body type. And I was like, trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was long.
I mean, we could have went into how people buying fake sneakers. I don't know if we really want to get into that.
Oh, let's get into it.
Just how.
I'm going to bring the mic closer to myself.
That could be, like, the very last topic because we talk about sneakers. Like, how we feel about dupes and people buying the dupes now. Because now that's, like, a pandemic in itself going on TikTok. Everybody's like doing unboxings of their DH Gate sneakers and bags, and then they'll talk smack. Like they'll be like, people who buy the real stuff are stupid. So I'm like, okay, so I'm stupid because I could afford it and I'm passionate about the brand and the quality. That makes me dumb.
The funny part is the reason why they're even buying the fakes is because people bought the originals.
Yeah, like why are you buying it? How come you can't buy something else? Why do you want the fake? Because you want the real. You just don't want to spend the real money. You
don't have the real money.
Yeah. And my whole thing is like, go back to what we said earlier. When you buy something, it's because you earned it and deserved it. Yeah. Maybe you don't deserve that bag at this point in life.
So you just can't get it.
Just don't get it. Why are you buying a fake one? That's so whack. That's so whack to me. I'm sorry, I don't care. I think buying the fake stuff is whack.
Buying fake stuff is super whack.
It doesn't last. Like it defeats the purpose. Like
I don't even care about that. I think that it's the bigger issue is that people buying fake stuff is like the whole capitalism thing in itself is like there's so much like
hypocrisy.
there's so much hypocrisy about it. It's like you want to have an image that's not real.
Yeah.
Like there's so many like different things you want to talk about, like self-esteem issues, the issues with social media, like buying fake clothes is crazy. Like that's
Because
so crazy. You don't
if
even
you try to dig down to the reasoning why, they won't give you a valid reason. They'll be like, I just like how it looks and I can't afford the real thing.
then you can't just don't get it then.
It's like then, but why do you like how it looks? Like, let's break that down. Why do you like how it looks? They won't give you a valid answer.
Because the reason why they like how it looks is because other people were wearing it.
Yeah.
Because like you wouldn't go to like if you went to like Canal Street right now.
Yeah.
And
Canal Street is
atrocious.
Is
nuts.
Crazy.
If you went to Canal Street right now, you would. So, because you know what the thing is, it's like they don't even believe that argument, because if they saw a specific Gucci bag and they saw that same design on Canal Street, but it didn't have the Gucci logos on it and it had like a B instead of a G, they wouldn't buy it because they don't really like the design.
And that's the thing too, because if you really like the design, there's so many
other
things that
alternatives.
They'll still take like a silhouette. If you like, you know how what's that silhouette I have? My Louis Vuitton one. It's like
damier.
Yeah, but it's like a specific shape. It's like kind of, I forgot the name of the shape, but like it's kind of like how it's like rounded at the top and square at the bottom. It's like a specific shape. There's so many bags that don't have that aren't brand names that have the same shape, because there's only so many shapes of bags you could do. There's like, I don't know if you've seen, like you could see you go to like H&M and buy a quilted bag that looks like a Chanel bag, but it's not Chanel. It won't have no logo. Do that. If you really like the design, you could buy design like copies, basically like knockoffs of the design.
Yeah, it's just alternative. This whole website
that
just
doesn't
for
have the fake Louis Vuitton logo. Like, why do you want the logo? You just want the logo. Like, just admit it. That's like, and you're really spending money on a fake brand, which, if anything, those companies that make dupes are the ones that really like have the history of like being, you know, with the workers, like sweatshops. So it just all goes back to that, because but no, don't say people are on Twitter complaining about billionaires and capitalism, but you're buying a fake bag where people are child laborers probably made that bag.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a larger issue other than just the cultural issue with buying fake stuff. Is really like a psychological issue of people trying to have like this image. And it's like, okay, if it's just like, it's just a lack of common sense. Like, it's okay if you can't afford something, because like we can't afford everything. I can't afford everything that I want, but I'm not gonna just sit there and buy a fake version of it. Like, I think one of the sickest things, people buy fake Lamborghinis and stuff.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
Like, they buy like a car, and then not dealerships, but there's people that sell like the bodies of a Lamborghini, and then they'll put like a Volkswagen in the Lamborghini like body.
Oh my god! Like put like the engine.
Yeah.
Wow. Or like the frame.
Yeah, like they literally just take the frame.
I saw that on TikTok. There was like a frame of a car, and you walked around the back, and it was empty.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck is that? I've never seen just a frame.
Yeah, like that whole thing, or just like even fake watches, or like just fake anything. It's like, it's okay to not have, like, nobody's gonna kill you if you don't have the latest Jordan well, you know what people do, you know, and that's the problem too. Yeah. Because people do bully you in school.
In middle school. I never did that in high school, because I grew up in like a corny town where everybody dressed really bad. Like I grew up with the Hollister girls, and like the guys wearing Hollister and like Nike. Nobody really cared. Like no one really bullied you on stuff like that. But I do know, like, especially in the Black community, a lot of kids grow up with that whole getting bullied by their classmates on not having shoes.
And it's not that I ever got bullied, but I definitely wasn't the guy, like, especially in my early high school years. I ended up becoming that guy later, like senior year, when I started my own, like, I would clean sneakers and do sneaker restorations and started my own little businesses and stuff like that. Like, but initially when I first started, I think it might have been my first day of high school, or like my first day of high school, freshman year, I think. Or it might have been first day sophomore year. But I think it was freshman year. It was one of those 2 years. I there was this pair of shoes. I'm like, yo, these shoes are so fire. Like, I loved them. Yeah. I think they might have been a recreation of another shoe. It was like a pair of Air Flight Falcons.
which to me were like so fire. I still, honestly, I'll probably go back and buy them things like right now just for the nostalgia. But I got killed for wearing them like the first day because they weren't like Jordan
Like cool.
5s or 1s or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's not like bullying. That wasn't bullying to me. Did it make me feel good? No, it didn't make me feel good, but it didn't make me like like the shoe less, and it didn't make me want to go buy fake Jordans, and it didn't make me want to go buy real Jordans. It just made me want to keep being exactly who I
And
was.
that's like a confidence thing. Like a lot of people, I feel like really need to dig deep and love themselves.
And you know what the thing is, like, yeah, love yourself, and things get better. Like the person that's talking shit to you in middle school about how you dress and stuff like
So
that
irrelevant
is going to
now.
be the same. Yeah, they're so irrelevant now. Still live with their parents. I'm doing way better than 99%
Every
of people.
person, yeah, who says they're
Even
bad,
no, I'm about to get in my bag.
way better than them. I look like I only see stuff on Facebook and stuff. Like all these people look crazy, got nothing going on in their lives. I'm like, that's
Got
crazy.
absolutely nothing. I just told you how much. I just told you all the different things I got on wearing right now just to shoot a
Yeah.
podcast. People can't even see what's on the feet, and I got it on just walking around the crib. I have way better shoes than them. I have more money than them. I live on my own. I pay for more things than them. I drive a better car than them. I have a better career than them. I have a better everything than them.
Yeah.
So you have to have that level of confidence in yourself to go out and achieve the things that you want to achieve. Because that person that sits there and clowns you for stupid, irrelevant things like fashion, or not fashion, but like
Just anything.
just like, oh, you don't have the Jordan 1s. Oh, you're a loser. It's like, all right,
That's
now
to
you're the
not-
loser.
yeah.
Now you got your Jordan 1s living where you still live, and I'm over here elevating every single day.
And the crazy thing is, that's like such a common story. Like I know so many people that said like them being like the ugly duckling or like kind of like doing their own thing. Like so many people had that story of that with their experiences and how they're doing way better than those people. Like all the nerds in high school who did their own thing. They didn't dress because how anybody else wanted to dress. They just were passionate about their own thing. Like they stood out and wore like like those hot topic girls. That a lot of those people who the popular people bullied,
Peaked.
like those popular people peaked, and a lot of those ugly ducklings and the people who do their own thing or just confident in their cool self are like the most successful people. Like literally everybody who I went to high school with, who like even like my little group of friends, like we all like are doing pretty well in life now. And it's crazy all the people who like said things or just like thought they were cool are just some of them are successful. I will admit, but a lot of them are not.
And the funny thing is that it's not even like that I care,
It's just funny.
or like it doesn't bother me to this day just because I remember it. It's just a memory. I just remember it.
It's just funny to reflect sometimes. Like I always say that story about how I came into school. I had a bob haircut back in 2012. I had camel pants, all the stuff that's trendy that people ended up buying. I had already. I had the freaking camel pants. I had my hair in a bob, which some girls did the bob thing. They still do. And there was these girls behind me. One of them went to college with us, so we know who she is. Hopefully she's not listening. It would be weird if she's listening, but who cares though? Her, I'm not gonna say names, but you know who I'm talking about. This other girl, and then this one girl, she moved a long time ago. And then this other girl, I just heard them like kikiing, like, what is she wearing? Like, what are those pants? Like, look at the hair. And I was just sitting there like, yeah, I thought I was cute today, and they in here talking about me, and I still was fine. I just like laughed, like I literally laughed, and I think I went on Facebook or Twitter that same day. And I was like, if you want to talk about me, don't talk right behind my back. Like you're literally behind my back. So luckily, I was confident and didn't care. But it's just funny because you look at all three of those people now. One's a baby mama who doing God knows what, trying to make money. Like I see her, I see things on Facebook. Other one probably still lives in Peterborough somewhere, doing nothing with her life. I think the last time I checked, she was like working at Walmart. And the other one, I don't know what she's doing, but it's just funny. And those same people gas me up now. Like they forgot what they even said. Like gas me up, and I don't even care about you or your pics or nothing. Like it's just funny. Like it doesn't bother me now to this day. Like you were saying, it's just funny to look back on, and it's like God don't like ugly people acting ugly on the inside.
That's
and
why I
then
don't.
wonder why your life is trash.
That's why I don't. That's exactly it. You don't. I put out the energy that I want to see. I want to receive back. Even me saying what I just said about myself is not any hatred or ill will towards anybody. It's just what it is. Like I would never. I would never do that to somebody.
Me neither. Like especially like and we all talk about people, but I'm not saying stuff to people's face. I'm not bullying them. I'm not laughing. I'm not talking right near them so they can hear me. Like you put out that nasty energy into the world, and then you wonder why your life is bad. Like You're just not a nice person.
Because you're gonna get it taken right from you.
Yep.
And that's the thing. So I respect everybody. I don't ever come at anybody. I only defend myself if
needed.
If it comes towards me, but I'm never the type. I'm not the aggressor. I'm never going to tell somebody like, you're whack, you don't have the same shoes as me. It's like, it's sneakers. We're all gonna be dead in the ground, disintegrating at some point. I don't care about sneakers and who got this or who's driving what and who got this watch and who don't got that stuff. That's why you don't see me post any of the stuff that I buy anymore.
Like you do it for you.
Hey, I do it for me. Like, if we want to talk about anything, we talking into $90 microphone wires just for the wire. Just this wire is like, was mad expensive. Like, these speakers that I'm sitting in front of is mad expensive. But you know, if it was anybody else, they would be taking pictures and recording, like, oh, look at this tag, I got this on. Yeah. Look at the setup. Look at the like people.
I mean, I did do that, though. I did do that, but that was just me saying how we're official. Like, I was just showing how I'm like, look, me and Alex are really passionate about this podcast.
No, but that's different. You weren't talking about like, oh, look, I got this Shure mic.
Yeah, I don't even know what Shure.
I got this TV. I got this stuff. Like, everybody that does that stuff is like super whack.
Yeah.
Like, cause like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're not saying anything. You saying that you got something that's one up on somebody else. You're not saying anything at all, except that that's the thing that validates you.
Yeah.
You're saying that this T-shirt validates
like
you.
You're cool now.
You're cool now.
Because
like,
you have this
you're
T-shirt.
A better person now because you have a T-shirt. Like, that's what people are harping
Gucci
on. Like that has Gucci on it. That has like whatever brand people be trying to get off now. It's Amiri, for real. Yeah.
Amiri
is disgusting.
No. We're not talking about Amiri. I'm like, how you guys just find out about Amiri?
Yeah, we're not
Chrome Hearts just find out about Chrome Hearts. Like, Chrome Hearts have been out longer than we've been alive. Like,
if that still validates you,
30-year-old brand.
It's telling.
Yeah.
And that's it. I know how you are as a person based on the things
like what you try to impress.
The things you flex about.
Yeah. But you're not doing it for yourself. Like, you're doing it specifically to flex on other people. And that's, yeah.
Yeah. I could keep going, but I'm going to relax. I don't know. I'm angry.
We don't want to become crazy. But, like, that goes to the point I made before. I was saying, like, me personally, like, I'm only the way I am now. Lots of times is because, like you said, like, how you're not the aggressor. Like, I'm the way how I am now because of constantly being picked on and stuff. Like, that's why I feel like I could come across for people who don't know me as mean and defensive. That's because I have a freaking wall up now. People mess with me my whole life, like, about everything. And luckily I was confident, and my mom was just like me growing up, so she always put it in my mind. Like, that's why I shout out to my mom, because she always did that my whole life. Like, you know, I was insecure about being skinny. I was flat chested for the longest time. Now I'm freaking double D. Like, what happened? I was really flat chested until like college. Like, I was super skinny, all that stuff. And my mom told me, like, watch, you gonna have delayed puberty. And you're going to be popping. All these girls are going to peak in high school. And they're going to look back to you now when you're older saying, what's your workout plan? All that stuff. I don't got a workout plan. It's my metabolism.
It's what it is.
So I'm only like how I am now because of people constantly picking on me. So if you want to have people to blame for me being kind of mean, blame them.
One thing I do want to but one thing I do want to say, I'm getting out of here because
we're about to surpass our last podcast. It's about to be 3 hours. Our last podcast was 2:47, right? Yeah, we can't.
Wow, it was that long? We almost hit 3?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
nobody watched. You know, we're doing really well on views.
Yeah, we are actually, which is good.
Really well. Okay, but aside from that, that
like
was
the watch time.
Weird thing to interject
People are actually
in here.
Watching. Thank you.
But yeah, thank you guys. But last thing I'm gonna say is that I am a true believer in karma, and I think that karma but the way I believe in karma is not necessarily that you go punch somebody in the face, then later down the line you're gonna get punched in the face. Mm-hmm. I think that karma can be any negative energy that you put out into the world. It will come back to you. It could come back to you 1,000 times worse. Mm-hmm. It could come back equally. It could come back less, but it will always come back at some point.
Yeah.
And not just that, it will also it's not always immediate, but at some point you will get what's coming to you.
Yeah. Like, it could be anything. Like, for example, you could have somebody who's like, what's a horrible person, but they still might be really successful in life, but they're probably not happy. They probably, like, they might have, like, bad luck in relationships. Like, can't find that person. Like, and now you're successful, but you're lonely. And, like, you want that. And that could be your karma. Like, you were so, like, negative towards other people, and like now the negativity is coming back to you in the form of can't find a relationship. The negativity might come back in the form of maybe it's like your life not being where it wants to be. Like you might be passionate about something and trying to manifest it, but it's like you can't manifest something that's probably not gonna happen for you just because that's your negative karma coming back for you.
Yeah, and I think it could be anything. Like the people that were talking about my shoes,
yeah,
they might be
struggling paycheck to paycheck, can't even afford the shoes that they want,
or working in like I'm not gonna say that because that would be kind of disrespectful, but they could be working in a job that's like not paying them anything.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I probably quadruple what they make an hour.
Yeah.
So, and
that's a funny
that
thing
to
too.
me is that to me is the karma.
Yeah. Like I was saying about the people who like would mess with me in high school during track practice, and I'm like those same people literally like one of those people literally asked me about like job stuff, like trying to help him like get a job. I'm like, no, because do you remember when you bullied me in track practice?
You should have said that.
I'm like, you remember that day at track practice? All right, now you want my help for a job? Okay.
And again,
nope, not helping.
And again, there's no bitterness. It's just that using it real examples of stuff that's happened.
Yeah, it comes back to
explain. Like
in high school, you're old enough to know how to treat people. Like there's no like I was young.
Yeah, because I never did that to people.
Me neither.
I did. You know what? That's not true. I did that to people when I was like 7 and didn't know, but not ever. I was never raised to do like middle school. I think the earliest I ever did that was like maybe 2nd, 3rd grade, but I wasn't raised in a household where you put people down about things. I don't even live in a household full of material. Mm-hmm. Like I was never raised on those things. I was raised on experiences first and foremost. Mm-hmm. Like nobody in my house has expensive watches or any of that kind of stuff, and makes probably thing is they could 32 times what everybody else is.
Average. Like your parents are very like obviously successful.
Yeah, so I was always raised properly, and you could tell how people were raised. I never put anybody down about anything that they wear. Mm-hmm. Never try to make anybody feel bad to make myself feel better. If I'm having a bad day and if I don't feel confident in things that I'm doing, or if I'm going through some struggles, I do deal with that on my own. I'm not gonna go ahead and take that out on other people. Mm-hmm. And people that do that, you're just whack, like you're corny, and you know it's gonna all come back to you eventually, and you're gonna probably be those same miserable people that sit on Facebook all day complain about their life when you're in your 60s, and that's what you had. And those people that you sat there and tried to tear down to make yourself feel better, they're probably gonna be infinitely way better, infinitely beyond you. And
and not even just about material stuff, and like that's why success. Like lots of times it's just happiness. Yeah. Like people who got picked on could be like just purely happy in life, and lots of times people desire happiness more than anything. Yeah. More than material things, and like you might not even be really happy in life ever.
And the crazy part is you see so many people that are on social media now our age that are miserable even at our age. They're not even, you didn't even get enough time to be bitter yet, and you're already bitter. So by the time you in your 50s,
like life really settles in.
Once you're in your 50s and you realize all the mistakes that you made and how you were just terrible to everybody.
Yeah, like now you have nothing to really show for your life.
And everybody else was just living and being happy, and that's the biggest thing. People hate to see people happy. Yeah. All y'all are bums. I'm out of here.
No, but like also too, because like just to clear up, because like how you were just saying like judging people on what they wear. That's not what we were doing earlier too. Like we always say people could wear what they want. It's just the intention. So I just want to clear it up so we won't seem like we're hypocritical. Yeah, that's what I was making. It's not about what you wear. It's just the intention why you wear it.
No, I think we cleared that up already.
Yeah, we're not saying those shoes are mid.
Oh, you don't dress like me.
No, we're saying why did you buy those shoes? Did you buy them because social media told you to buy them, or did you buy them because you liked them? And because some people, if you really like the dunks, then okay, you like the dunks. But it's just like I just like to know intention. I just like to know why people buy stuff. No. I don't like people who just buy stuff because they think they should buy it.
Yeah, you could tell people's intentions.
That's what we're judging. We're not judging what people wear. We're just judging on why you're wearing it, and the people who aren't passionate about it, how they be trying to talk down on other people. Yeah. About their fit that they don't even know why they're wearing.
Like anybody that's wearing chrome hearts like right now, like a trucker hat or anything like that, I'm judging you hard. Yeah, because you know you don't like that. If you liked
chrome hearts, you would have been brought chrome hearts.
Chrome hearts been out since
30 90s, years, like 1990, right?
I forget. Chrome hearts been, it's probably older than me for sure.
It is older than us. It's like 30 years old. I think it's like 1991 or something. 1990, it was founded.
Yeah, chrome heart's been around for a long time. You could have got it 2 years ago.
That's why we're judging you, because like you're only wearing it because it's the hype. You don't like chrome hearts. Like it's a fire brand. You might like it, but you only like it now because you just found out about it. Like you weren't really passionate about it.
Yeah. So you're a bum.
And you can't be like, I'm wearing this Chrome. What you wearing? Why are you wearing that Chrome though? And when was the Chrome founded? And who are the founders? Okay, you don't know. So that's why you're wearing. So that's the issue we have.
Yeah.
Just to clear that up.
This was
But
definitely.
this is a long podcast. You said that though before we started. You said this is gonna be a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, this is definitely the most complaining podcast that we'll probably ever do. This is.
We need more uplifting ones. We'll do next one. We'll know.
I think that this one, I've enjoyed this one the most probably, but
yeah, I mean we don't like.
I don't want to. It was definitely a complaining pod about everybody. We gotta get some more happy topics in here.
Yeah, I mean the
I'm
beginning
taking
was
over
happy.
the-
The
I'm
first
taking-
half was happy. Then
I'm taking
we
over
just
this.
talked about Kanye, and I mean no, we did kind of drag everybody.
We dragged everybody the entire day. I'm writing the topics from now on, guys, because everything about you is you. Nah, because this is all of your rants, your Twitter rants that you want to put onto a video and a podcast. So that's what you're trying to get off today. You're done. Nope, don't say anything. Don't say anything. I'm outroing. I'm outroing the pod.
We're not negative. We're not negative though. We're not.
We're definitely not
This
negative.
is just
Honestly, what we were just saying was
venting.
Was more uplifting
yeah.
than anything. It's
Because we want
just-
people to love themselves, do things for them, be confident,
And don't
not
live for
follow,
material.
not be sheep, invest their money, establish their life. Like sometimes people need tough love, and like that's really what it is. It's really just tough love and like constructive criticism. And sometimes you need it to come across this way because that's the only way people gonna hear you. People only hear you when you're mean.
Because it's very idealistic, but for me, I just know that there's a different way of doing things that I feel like we all should try to get towards, because you don't have
Everybody
to
would be
make,
so much happier.
you don't have to make a ton of money to invest and be like good.
Yeah.
Like the amount that, at least me, because I think I kind of know what you're doing, but I'd at least know 100% how I do it.
Yeah.
I'm going for way more than comfortable for what I'm I'm doing investing wise. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to make $1 million investing. You don't even have to make 900. You don't have to make 800. You don't have to make 700.
Some people might just want to pay off their student loans. And
You could have you can make 100. You can make 50. Making
Yeah.
any money investing is like, is great, because I don't know if I said it on the pod or I said it to you specifically, but if you get like a 10% return, a 20% return, a 8% return, a 4% return, those percentages are you getting paid back in your time, and that's more important than anything, because that 10% return is like I said, it's a measurement of how less you have to work. You get a 50% return, you had to work 50% less to make that money that you got. And
so anything that you make is
anything that
good.
you make is great. And I have a different vision for how people should be. People should not be materialistic. Buy things because you want them.
It's like you're just trying to prevent them from going down a path of
because
destruction.
it's dangerous.
You literally know how it ends. Like
It ends badly.
I've seen so many examples with just people in my own family, and it's unfortunate. Like they live that life of chasing something, and now they're older or at the point past retirement, still struggling, still trying to find that way to make that money. And it's just like, I just hate to see it, and I just don't want people. I'm trying to help. I'm really just trying to help. Like we're just trying to help. We are, because it's like.
Like, don't buy that Benz.
You know
don't
how
need
it
that.
ends.
You don't need that Benz. You're not saying. First of all, you're not saying anything to anybody that, like, you might be saying saying something to people in your situation, but
like
you're
your
not
bracket.
saying anything to anybody outside of that. So it's like you still go buy that low level Benz. You're still getting judged by people that could like
Kanye literally said 500, that's a cheap Benz. And you're like, sheesh, I got the 400. Like you're like,
yeah.
yikes.
Now you're like,
Now
oh,
the
now I'm
now
whack.
the Kanye, you even the 500 is cheap. You gotta buy anything above that class. Like,
Yeah, and now you feel whack, and it's like you're never gonna impress everybody.
and then he also said too, he's like, oh, you woke up to that man and you saw his watch was a fossil. So now you got that fossil watch. You're like, yikes. Kanye don't even care about
same
my
shoes as my wife, but she
she
copped
got them
although like
yeah.
all these different things. It's like you're always gonna keep chasing something, and then
to impress a new group
and
of
you're
people.
just gonna end up bankrupt.
Yeah.
For people that don't even really care, nobody really cares what car you drive.
At the end of the day, like as long as you're doing you and you're living your life, like people are like that's all people care about. So stop trying to chase something that you can't really afford, and you're doing it for the wrong reasons, because it's just gonna end. It's not gonna end well, and that's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to really help people, because we already know like it's gonna be a point where we're at a certain point in life, and so many people are gonna be questioning and wondering, and like we're gonna be like.
We
Go
told
back
you,
to
it's all documented.
2021 and see when we made this tweet, or go back to 2018 and see, like all this stuff is documented online, and people are gonna ask. And when if people ask me in 20 years, I'm just gonna drop the link. Look at this YouTube video from 20 years ago. Look at this podcast from 20 years ago. We've been trying to say it, and like if it's falling on deaf ears, then oh well. Like we're just trying to help, and some people need tough love, and
Yeah.
That's what we just trying to help our generation because it's scary.